Hello to everyone. Mario and I are back with a CHL update. We're about halfway through the season, so let's get right into the standings. First, we have the Crosby division, Ottawa. They're on a hot streak right now. 7 out of their last 10 wins. Their second line, doing great. I feel like halfway through, this is a team I can see making the playoffs. Next, New York. Consistent scoring, good special teams, and the goalie has recently been playing better. They've won 2 in a row. I think this is a playoff team. Not as confident as Ottawa, but in the position they're in right now, another 26, 30 games left to go, I would probably bet on these guys. Gainesville, goal differential dropped to -8. That's troubling. Their power play started to sink. Their overall record is more middling, but I think that they will make the playoffs, but I'm not totally sold yet. We'll have to wait and see. Quebec. This is an interesting one. They have climbed a little bit. Mostly have had close games, but they're in the mix. Like, this is right now a playoff spot. If it ended today, they would make it. Will they in the long run? I don't know. Their team is interesting. I'm going to say they don't. And right behind them, Alaska. This is a team I also don't think is going to make the playoffs, but I like their chances more than Quebec. They have a better first line. They have more scoring. Still in the middle themselves. They're really hanging in there, but they're going to live and die by that top line. Albuquerque. 7 in a row lost, and that puts them at 12-12. Controversial maybe. I would pick them to make the playoffs only because I don't think that losing 7 in a row represents who they are. I think they'll get better than that. I think it's more of an outlier, but I don't know. They've certainly struggling right now. They cannot score, and they're losing some closer games, but look, their special teams are good. I like their underlyings. They're a minus differential, but not by that much. I like their chances to rebound. Okay, New Hampshire. This is a team that, again, looks worse than it is. They're right around 500. They're staying the course. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think that they'll end up probably around 5 or 6 instead of 7 or 8. Their second line is very quietly one of the best lines in the league. It's just a shame their first line kind of is going through a rough 26 games. Portland, worst team in the Crosby division. 9 wins, -25 differential. They score. They put up a lot of goals, but 114 against is just so beyond acceptable that they're not going anywhere. They're going to be staying in the 8th spot probably the rest of the year. I could see them getting to 7, but there's no way this is a playoff team. Next, the Hasek division. Buffalo is a lock. I would say 18-5, 3 overtime losses. These guys are plus 40, 98 goals scored, 8-1-1 their last 10, 4 in a row. Their special teams are a little suspect, but I think that these guys are a playoff lock easy. No doubt. Kingston, they've been wavering. They came back. They've kind of stabilized. It's a good rebound for them after a rough month. Their scoring depth is good. They can score all up and down the lineup. Pretty good defensive, balanced team. They're making the playoffs. I'll lock that one in. Tennessee. They have sunk. I don't think it's enough to knock them out. I think they've banked their points early, and I think they sit pretty comfortable in the driver's seat of their own destiny. I believe in them to bounce back, but the wheels have kind of fallen off here. The goalie's dragging them in a good way, but you know, they're not on the throne that they were to start the year. Omaha, they're dead even, right in the middle here. I mean, good record, good points. They'd be in a much better position in the other division, but I think these guys are going to miss the playoffs. This is kind of maybe again controversial, but Boston's on the rise. Omaha's just treading water. I think that Boston's going to leapfrog them, and just the outside of the fourth line, Boston has 3 good lines that they roll every night, and they put up points. 83 goals for. That's fantastic. You know, that's like third best in the league, and one of those teams is Portland, who, you know, look, that's what they're designed to do and nothing else. So if you're better than them, as good as them, really, and you can play defense, 76 versus 114, yeah, this is a good team that I think will end up in the playoffs. Omaha, I think is a good team that will miss the playoffs. Okay, big surprise here. Rockford went 8-2 this month. Very opportunistic scoring. They're still in this. I don't know that I believe they can jump both of these teams, but they're not that far behind. And if they stay on this streak, I believe that they could make it. This is a team to watch. The game loves them. I don't. But I think that they've proven they can hang. And after winning 8 out of their last 10, I think they have a winning record now. So Idaho, 4 in a row, lost. They've kind of fallen off, kind of hanging in there. This is a team I really wonder if they were in this division, if things would look different as well, but I don't think they're making the playoffs. Their top line is good, their bottom line is good, but 2 and 3 just aren't cutting it. And finally, worst team in the league, New England. 1 win over the whole month. Not good. -42. Really not good. They cannot score and they can't stop anything. It's just all downhill on the ice, and they're at the bottom. Let's look at some player stats next. It's going to be like mid-season awards, sort of, looking through, highlighting certain players. We got Teakin in here, 36 points in 26 games. Very good for Portland. Not that it means much for them, but, you know, 8 goals, 28 assists, -6. It's a good player. He plays at about half, 50% Corsi. So he's not giving you a ton of value. He's getting most of his work done on the power play, 10 points on the power play. But, hey, he leads the league in points, and I'm not going to take that away from him. Next, Varlamov for Boston has been a rising star in the league. Started slow, but really picked it up lately. +14, 55 Corsi for, 11 goals, 22 assists, 33 points in 27 games. Strong player, first line minutes. The rest of that line, I believe, is Fox and Nyquist. It's a good line. These guys are scoring at a point per game pace, and they have a defenseman here, Markstrom, that is kind of hanging around with them, putting up some good numbers. And that reminds me of the other players here at the top, the other very good team. And this is why I believe in Boston, is that you have Vernon, Finley, Cody, first line for Buffalo, +24, 13 goals, 20 assists, 33 points, 11, 21, 32, 14, 17, 31. I mean, this is the best line in the game right now, scoring-wise. They're only at 53 Corsi %, but, they're got a clutch factor. They're putting it in when it matters, and they're keeping it out when the chances are coming at them. So what's reminded me of what Boston reminds me of through these guys is a good top line and a great defenseman at the top. I mean, Allmark leads all defensemen. 5 goals, 27 assists, 32 points, plus 17. And you go 1, 2, 3, the defenseman. Same with Boston. 1, 2, 3, the defenseman. So if that line continues to rise, that's going to be really good for them. Let's take a look at just the goals leaders now. Goddard for Boston, second line center, 15 goals, 22 points, 7 assists, 26 games. Almost a point per game second line center, hallmark of a great team, no surprise, 55% Corsi, plus 13. This guy's doing quite well for Buffalo. Capo Yervanti for Ottawa. Interesting player because he's a minus 14, but he has 15 goals and 18 points. It just shows the value of defense. This line, when it's on the ice, he can score. In 27 games, put up 15 goals, 18 points, but he's still a minus 14. 4 of those points are on the power play, so it's maybe more like 14 points. But if he can get 14 points for and be a minus 14, it means that he's getting outscored at double the pace he puts up, which is bad. So interesting look at the value of defense there. That team is still good, and that top line, don't get me wrong, it's good that they're putting up points, but he's got negative defensive value. Cody for Buffalo, 14 goals. Berenson, second line center for Portland, 14 goals. Edelman is a key player for Alaska. If they want to stay in it, if they want to be in the hunt, this guy is who their offense flows through. First line right wing, 26 games, 14 goals, 13 assists, 27 points. He's got a 49% Corsi, so it's sort of down on him, but he's a good player. +1. You want to see that higher, but +1 is better than negative. Let's look at hits leaders. We haven't looked at any of these numbers yet, but I wanted to showcase this. Berchi, defenseman for Rockford, 173 hits. That is by far the most. I mean, Picard and Granlund here have 130s. Ruzicka leads all offensive players in hits. I believe he's a first-line player for Ottawa. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, goes with the minus 14, right? You're getting hits, it means you don't have the puck, right? Because you're hitting them because they have the puck. But sometimes it can be good. I mean, Berchi's only a -2. Getting those hits, he's changing possession. 53% Corsi, good for him. Let's look at plus-minus. Vernon, Finley, Cody, +24. Prescott, O'Reilly, +18. Neil Allmark, +17. Buffalo just dominates this list. Goddard, Alexiak, Skoggs, line 2, +13. There's that first line for Boston. We have the second line for Ottawa, and this is the most expensive line in the game, so they should be pulling their weight. It's good that they're +12. Their value is translating. 24 points for Shanahan, 22 for Koivu, 21 for Scott. This is the 10-cost enforcer, a superstar enforcer, and he's got 9 goals and 12 assists. I'm kind of surprised he's putting up those numbers. I thought he'd be worse than this, but this line is making a lot of their hay in the power play, which tells me they're a very good defensive line if they're still positive while getting half of their point values, or I guess it's like a third of their point values in the power play. Here's line 4. No, that's line 1 for Idaho, and line 2 for the Herons. We've talked about these guys earlier. I mentioned them in the standings. We can look at them right here. 60% Corsi 4 is good. This is probably one of the highest Corsi percentages for in all the lines here. 19 points, 17 points, 15 points, +10s. This is a good line. Good face-off numbers too. About 60% for Kulikov, and they're not scoring very much on the power play either. Or at least Kulikov's not. But yeah, those are the some good plus minus numbers. Let's look at the negatives. Clayson, McNeil, Kuzmenko. This is the worst first line in the game, which is crazy because they're putting up 19, 22, and 19 points. 8, 7, 7 goals. They're scoring a lot. Minus 31. When other teams' top lines are matched up against them, they're losing those matchups. And 528 chances against for a 43% Corsi is not good when your goalie can't stop anything. So that's leading to these guys sinking, even though they're putting up great points, which is tough for them. Then we've got a lot of players here for New England. No surprise. This is the second line. Hanzus has been able to score lately, but minus 16. It's not enough. And interestingly, that first line for Ottawa, minus 14, which 15 goals, like I said. Compare that to the first line for the Herons. 1 goal for Jackson, 0 for Kivlenix, 7 for Pajot. Minus 13. Not good. I mean, their Corsi percentage, at least these guys I see a little luck with because their Corsi percentage is above 50. These guys, the Corsi is below. So you know that they're not playing that well defensively either. Okay. That's probably enough for plus minus. We can look at face-offs. Nyquist is the face-off percentage leader right now, 65%. Pajot's next with 62. Vernon's third with 60. Having a face-off win percentage in the 60s is great because you're starting your team with possession, and especially Nyquist, 233-1. You're taking a lot of face-offs, and that percentage matters. Defensive zone, you start with the puck in your end, easier to clear it. Offensive zone, you start with the puck in their end, easier to translate into a goal. It's all about moving the puck in the right direction, and Nyquist is giving his team the best chance by winning these faceoffs. Let's look at the Corsi percentage. I already mentioned the strength of that second line here. Still at the top is the 2 fourth lines for Idaho and Kingston. They're in the 70s. Okay, that's great. Under 100 chances against. Really, really good. Plus 3, these guys are good offensively. You throw in the fourth line for Omaha, 65% Corsi, plus 5, 8 goals for McKenna. It's a good line, good look. We look at negative Corsi, and this is fun. I'm going to be looking at these guys all rest of the year. 11 chances for in 26 games. So that means they're shot attempts. Okay, attempting a shot, not even getting one off, not even hitting the goalie, not even making it to the net. They've attempted 11 shots in 26 games. Less than one a game, one every other game. The Corsi percentage, 7.9. Just horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I haven't seen anything this bad. Minus 5. And again, look, 50% shooting. He's got 4 shots, 2 of them went in. 2 shots, 1 of them went in. These guys gave you 3 goals off of 11 chances. Not even chances that made it to the net, mind you, just attempts. And 3 of those went in. That's incredible. For all the negative value, these guys actually try. And it's really funny to me. Less funny and just bad. Fourth line for Boston, 2 goals. 23% Corsi, not good. Fourth lines for Quebec and New Hampshire. That second line, you don't want to be down here as a second line. A lot of fourth lines will be down here just because they're not skilled players and they get bad matchups. They're going to suffer, but it's interesting to see a second line this low. I mean, 30% Corsi, and they're on the ice for that much time compared 9 minutes for these guys. These guys are on the ice almost double that, and they're just not productive, and they're getting caved in. 457 chances against. Just bad. Let's look at the goalies next. finish off this mid-season review. Save percentage wise, still Conjure at the top. 4 shutouts for him. 18.99 goals saved above average. Best goalie in the league so far, and he's only cost 6. So whether that's luck, whether that's good defensive structure, this guy's great value. 1.56 goals against average per game. He's letting in 1.5 goals. That's amazing. No one's really close to him. There's a couple that get you to just under 2. Lazaro from New Hampshire. He's really trying. His team is kind of letting him down, but he's trying. Irons, another great goalie for Gainesville. He's keeping them in a lot of games. He's getting peppered with shots, but he's mostly hanging in there. Thornton, another one I want to mention. 933, 1.99, 4 shutouts. Good goalie. Let's sort by goals against. Jurabek has led in the most, 65, tied with Kozak, who's played several less games than him. Kozak, by the way, for Portland, negative 14 goals saved above average. An average goalie saves 14 more goals than him. Not where you want to be. 4 goals on average a game. Yikes. But looking at Jurabek again, he's got great numbers for someone who's got 5 wins. It just shows the weakness of his team and the shots against. If we sort by shots against here, you can see 2 games less than Grosek and 200 more shots against him, and that's the problem. It doesn't matter how good he is if he's just completely, weathered through the storm night after night, just in the eye of the hurricane, getting blasted. It's not good. More goals against, we could put it the other way. Mostly going to be backups, but if we go down to Contra, we can see for starting goalies, 36 against is the lowest total, followed by Lazaro, Kozlov, and Horton. So, good value again there. We sort it by shots against in the other way. We go to the highest total. The best defensive teams are going to be right here. So, Quebec, which surprised me a little bit. Idaho, Rockford, and New Hampshire. And I guess Alaska as well. These are the ones facing the least amount of shots per game, which is really good. So 559, 538. Good totals there. You bump up over 6, you're starting to get into the average of the league. But keeping shots down was always a positive. So it's good to see that for them. And yeah, I think that's all there is to show there. We can go back to standings quick and just look at the full league one more quick look through. Goals for, you can see it's Buffalo, Portland, and Boston. And at the bottom, it is New England, Rockford, and Gainesville. They've fallen off quite a bit in production-wise. You don't want to be down in this zone. I wouldn't be surprised if New England passed Rockford at some point, even with the win totals not translating, but Rockford is just a very steady defensive team. They don't score a lot, but they've been opportunistic. Looking at goals against, 114 for Portland, easily the worst. Idaho and New England second. Idaho surprised me that they've had so many against them. I think that they've run into some real shootouts lately, and it's not favored them. I guess their goaltending is not overly strong, just numbers value-wise, but I think it's a 6 and a 4. The bottom, Rockford, best defense, 46 goals against. Kingston, 50 against. Tennessee, 53. New Hampshire, if you want to make it into a playoff spot, this is encouraging. Being this far down is good. Now, they're not great on the goals for aspect, but they're a good defensive team. They just don't quite have the punch. Looking at the power play next. Portland's at number 1. No surprise, even though they're a bad team. They're designed to score, and that's what they do. Albuquerque next, and Idaho. Idaho used to have a bad power play, so I'm surprised that they're this high, but 1, 2, 3 right here, above 20 is great. That's what you want to see. These teams struggling a little bit could have that higher. 10 and below, these teams are trash on the power play. 6.7. I think they only have 3 power play goals on the year still. That's not good. Penalty kill. Tennessee is the best one. Ottawa is next. Gainesville's next. Great penalty kills. And, we'll include the 87s here. New Hampshire, Kingston, Albuquerque. All great penalty kills. On the other side here, Buffalo, Alaska, and Idaho. In the 70s, you don't want that. Boston as well. Gotta pick that up if you want to prove to me that you're a real contender. Goal differentials, 40, great, 40, bad. You want to be up here. They score 40 more goals than they let in. That's easily the most impressive thing about anything I've looked at through all these numbers. This team is a juggernaut. Could someone take it out in the playoffs? Anything can happen. It's a clean slate when the playoffs start. But for now, this is where they're at. Thank you for watching and listening. Mario thanks you as well, sincerely, from the bottom of his blackened little heart. And we'll pick it up next time, after the next month of games. See y'all later.